Welcome to Fit Chat, Chit Chat. I'm your hostess, Devondria Sanchez, also known as the Fit Therapist. Welcome you all to my platform where we share everything health and wellness. That includes physical health, emotional, mental, spiritual, to be most important. But just thank you all for joining in. I actually decided to do this as an impromptu. It's been a minute since I've been on Fit Chat. I'm the founder, owner, and client of Finding Inner Transformation, where we believe in holistic care, that we cannot just single-handedly only take care of our physical or mental independent of each other, but we must do it collectively. So I wanted to jump on here real quick because for those of you that are watching live, put your question or feedback in the chat or comment. Those watching and recording, definitely do that the same way, and I will get to your question. So, how many of y'all are got some weight loss goals for 2022? Don't play, don't front. Or maybe there's some other goals, but more importantly, right now we're going to talk about fitness. How do I not talk about fitness when you're the fit therapist? So I will tell you, as of Monday, I started back into a cut, which I will do every so often. And what does that mean, to do a cut? And someone asked me the question recently, how do you know what you're doing? Are you bulking? Are you leaning out? What if you're doing none of those? You just want to lose weight. You're trying to get healthy. That's awesome, right? Okay, thank y'all for being on. Okay, Brandy, I'm going to address that. Tone up and lose 10 to 15 pounds. Sometimes that's like all we want. Don't let me get on certain, I'm going to try to stay very, very focused today, because if y'all know me, I can get off on a tangent, but it all comes together. Amen. Amen. Okay, so right now I'm starting to lean out. Do I have a coach? Yes. However, I am not utilizing him in this moment, but I plan to reach out and just share my photos, weekly photos, because accountability is really huge. Let's just talk about that real quick since I brought it up. It's sometimes hard, especially those who are just starting your health and wellness, fitness journey, to do it on your own. Let me tell you something. A partner is amazing, but it can also be a hindrance if you guys are not holding each other to your goals. So if like Brandy said, 10 to 15 pounds, like let your partner know that's what you want to do. Otherwise, you will be invited to the next function. And the next function got macaroni and cheese at it. Let me just be very clear. You need somebody who's going to be like, listen, sis, this is what they're going to have, but bring your meal. Or you look around and make sure that someone is, if they don't go to that function with you per se, then you can say, you know what, I plan to eat this, this, and that. Some people need to be handheld for a little while. And I'm getting more and more questions about that, because if you were like me, you've been through like several diets before. I mean, I'm thankful I'm where I'm at now, but at the beginning, it was very difficult. Okay. And now that's going to bring me to one of my fit tips. So get an accountability partner if you're just starting out, or you find out that you just keep being like a little squirrel, and I'll start Monday, or I'll start after a holiday, or I'll start right before my vacation. If you do that and you find yourself doing that often, you're not meeting your goals, find an accountability partner. Well, what would that accountability partner do? You two need to discuss that. So like for my coach, he's not coming to knock a cheeseburger out my hand. I mean, I got to have that own discipline, but I'm where I'm at now. But at the beginning, I had a partner. Shout out to Latoya Nunley, who was my partner in college, and we held each other accountable. So for me, it's getting in those weekly photos and weight. Okay. It's getting in those weekly photos and weight. So when I'm not working with my coach, I'm getting in those weekly photos and weight. Period. Some people do very well knowing that they don't want to disappoint someone. Remember, part of our brains is all about attachment, right? Being close. being attuned with someone. So you may need to get an accountability partner and let them know what your goals are, what you plan to eat, and how you would want them to hold you accountable. Listen, Toya, we used to be like, okay, we ain't eating 3 honey buns. How about we split one? Okay, that's how close we were, but we were in college. We were living in the same unit, so that really helped us. So that's accountability. 2 things I want to talk about. One is most people start on Monday with the plan of what they're going to do. I just shared this with the young lady. Is she was mentioning that there's a plan that someone gives out on their social media page, and I said, but are those foods you're going to eat? If they're not going to eat them, you're not going to sustain it. If you don't like those foods, it's not going to be sustainable. So I'm going to tell you 2 things. One, there's a certain type of people who need to bring foods in before they take foods out. Okay, that may be you. I don't know. So what do I mean by that? That means before I tell myself I can no longer have cookies, chips, cakes, ho-ho, ding-dongs, Little Debbie's, hog mogs, chitlins, whatever y'all eat, tamales, chilaquiles, whatever that is, you may not be ready to take it out. So you may have to add things in. So what does that look like? Let's say you're having enchiladas tonight with chips and salsa and guacamole. You may want to put it in a salad first. Start filling your belly up first, because the brain is very smart and it is really looking for anything that's causing it lack of pleasure to send it as a threat. So when you start just pulling everything out of your diet, and when we say diet, just way of eating, then your brain is like, danger, danger, danger. And they don't trust you and believe you because you did this before. How about that? Okay, not the hog mogs. Yes, I went there. Okay. So maybe you need to add things in before you take things out. Decide who you are. So if you want the enchiladas, the chips and guacamole after you've given yourself a full salad, eat it. After a while, it's going to be, you're going to start feeling full and you're not going to want to undo all of the hard work, or you will be more prone to eating less. So don't say, don't do it. Kind of like, don't think of a white elephant, right? The brain is not very good at that. So you can say, I can have it. However, I'll eat it after. And if you decide to eat it after, great. If you decide not to, you just won, right? Bring in water. I know some folks are big about sodas or sugary drinks or things like that. Maybe you have an addiction to caffeine. Remember, that exists. So you just arbitrarily taking out Pepsis and Mountain Dews and energy drinks, well, your body and your brain are going to know, and it's going to react. So you're going to get the headaches, you're going to get the crankiness, you're going to get the lack of concentration, you're going to get those things. So don't take it out and don't say you can't have it. You may have to say, I'm going to drink a glass of water before I can have this. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you're one of those people who need to put things in before you take things out, pay attention to that. Okay. And then there are the people who can go by. I'm one of those people now, but it's only after I condition myself. So Monday, as of Monday, let me tell you something. My honey made a banana pudding on Sunday for Super Bowl. We had dip, we had all of that. And guess what? I had all of that. Recognizing Monday, I'm going to probably have a little bit of a reaction the first few days because now I'm ripping out all those, no good carbohydrates and unprocessed foods. So I've been a little tired the last few days, but I know that this is to come. So for me, I can rip all of those things out and tell my brain, we do this. I go usually a couple months and then I get really, really strict. And so I eat low to no processed foods and then increase my water. Okay, so remember, the body and the brain are connected, and the mind is the driving force between the two. The mind and the brain are not the same thing. All right, so either you need to put things in before you take things out so your brain doesn't see it as deprivation, or the opposite, remove everything or remove a few things that little by little. If you think that you can afford to take everything out, and be okay, then do it. Then do it. But you're going to want to get an accountability partner. All right. So I would like to tone up and lose 10 to 15 pounds. Let me just tell you, you've heard it before. 10 pounds is like, oh my gosh, those are the hardest to get off. They are. And for me, I stay within that window. So I stay within the window of usually somewhere between 6 to 10 pounds when I go in my cuts. I'm going to tell you, Brandy, probably about 5 of those is water weight. So definitely make sure you are getting your gallon in. You may want to, I don't know where you are with cardio and things like that. You may have to, yeah. So congratulations, she's lost 70 pounds, and your body is going to fight you for those 10 to 15 pounds, and especially if you've been there longer than a year. So what we're dealing with is 3 things. We're dealing with hormones, habits, and hunger. Say it with me. Hormones, habits, and hunger. Those are the 3 things that you're really fighting against. And so for 10 to 15 pounds, before I get off of my tangent, there's something that has to be done different. So if you tell me you work out all the time, you eat healthy most of the time, then I'm telling you that's your thermostat. That is where your set point is. So you have to either ramp up the workout, you may be time to change things up, or you may need to look at your diet and see where you maybe can clean it up a little bit. And then the toning up, a lot of people don't want to hear this, and I am a cardio fanatic. Call me a gym rat, call me a cardio queen. I love cardio. I run and I lift. I consider myself a hybrid athlete, but there's a way of doing it. And if you are doing more cardio than you are lifting, then you may be compromising that tone up and that muscle tone. And sometimes you have to lay off some of the cardio, bring it down, or change up the type of cardio before you can move forward in toning up. It's a sacrifice, but I promise you it's worth it. So I plan to kind of post my journey a little bit. For some of you who've been on my page, you've seen where I did a 10-pound cut. I will give my coach shout out because he did create a way of eating diet that is fit for my body and that works for me. So when I deviate off of it for a couple months, then I come back to it and it works out. So all I do right now is hold him for accountability if I need any fine tuning. How to jumpstart your weight loss? Well, you got to look at what's the barrier of the weight loss first, because I truly believe most people know they're not eating clean. Most people know they're not working out. And remember, working out is a tool. It is a resource. It is great for the heart. However, I've seen people just cleaned up their diet and did not work out, and they were able to lose weight. So it's not just about workout. It's about cleaning up your diet. And then another thing to pay attention to is your sleep. Remember, men and women, but most importantly, I'm going to get on women, sleep, and our hormones are changing as we obviously are getting older. I'm a young woman, so holla at your girl. However, I'm getting more seasoned. And as I'm getting more seasoned, one thing I will not compromise is my sleep, because it increases our cortisol. We can eat up to 200 to 500 extra calories a day when we just don't have proper sleep, because we're tired and our brain is really looking for a way to heal itself. And so it may be like, she's hungry, let's ramp that up, right? And then most importantly, if we were on here talking about overeating kale, nobody would be on here right now, right? Let's just keep it real. But we're not. We're talking about our brain wants that, high, sugars, salts. I'm more of a salt girl. I do like sugar. However, I recognize I have the mindset of an all or nothing. So either I'm full in and I'm eating 2-3 bowls of banana pudding, or I'm not touching it at all. And so that comes outside of motivation. So I would tell you to look at what is the barriers for your weight loss. That's probably easier to understand. Well, most people, if they're being very honest with themselves, would say something like, I'm eating a lot of processed food. I had someone recently tell me, I fast up until a certain time. Well, if fasting may not be for you. There are people who do intermittent fasting that it works amazing, but you have to do it right. If you're not doing it right, then you're ravenous when you come out of that and you ate more calories and the wrong type of calories than you would have if you would have had 5 to 6 meals. So pay attention to that. Are you getting enough water? Hello? That was extra, wasn't it? Okay. All I'm trying to tell you is we can hold up to 5 to 10 pounds of water weight. This is why, even for me, I never get super excited about my first week or two of cutting, because I'll do a 5 pound whoosh just like that. 5 pounds just gone within a week, because those processed foods inflame our body. That's a whole nother segment. Okay. So starting your weight loss journey, how to get jump started. Remember, you can't go, I'll wait till I'm motivated. You cannot wait until you're motivated. It has to be just as much as you get up and get ready for the day. You literally, that's the discipline. My husband and I talked about that. Just like we're not always motivated. I'm not always like, yeah, let's go here in this gym. And no, but I'm disciplined. Do you know I've been working out literally for easy 21 years, and 99% of the time, my husband, you on here, sir? I don't know if he is. Anyway, he will confirm I still set my workout clothes out the night before. Hello? 20 years later, 20 plus years later, I still set my workout clothes the night before. So this was just a quick tip. If you have a question, comment, put it in the chat, and I will answer it before I log off. I just wanted to come on here and say, I'm with you. I started Monday. I'm at my high end. I don't freak out, because you got to have the mindset that this is temporary. And you got to love yourself with the 10 to 15 pounds or 20 pounds or 30 pounds of extra weight. You have to. Otherwise, it will never be enough. I'm a product of that too. One of these days, I'm going to do my journey. Decide if you're a person who need to put things in right now. You want the 5 Oreos? Okay. Tell your brain, you don't eat. Okay, it'll be there, but let's try to eat the salad first. If you still want the 5 Oreos, eat the 5 Oreos. Just start incorporating those good, healthy habits first. If you're one of those like, sis, bruh, I'm going ham. Everything must go. Okay, be prepared that there's going to be some side effects. And the brain is going to say, oh my gosh, and drum up those cravings potentially. But you have to have an alternative. For those that are wanting to start the weight loss journey, don't look to be motivated. Start with writing out all the barriers without judgment. I'm a late night snacker. I can't resist sweets. I mean, some of the language we tell ourselves, that's a whole nother episode, is impacting our weight loss. And more importantly, I'm just going to be completely honest. I bring God in everything. He said he gives you the desires of our heart, right? Why wouldn't I think? Why wouldn't I think that he would want me to be healthy? Now, healthy and fitness are two different things. That's another segment. There are two different things. We're going after health. That means you want to be around a little longer. You want to be able to walk upstairs without breathing. You want to be able to play with your kids, your grandkids, those type of things. And healthy and fitness looks different on everybody. So don't compare yourself either. But tell God what you want. He know what I want. He know I'm sculpting. And he going to help me get there, because he always does. When you bring God in it, it's not in vain. And you have to trust that he would want you to have a healthy heart. He will want to be in the intricate moments and areas of your life, to include your fitness, especially if we're talking about maybe another segment of food addiction, emotional eating, all of those exist. But hopefully that helped. Brandy, take inventory of your current consistent diet. And then if you're having a hard time toning up, maybe look at your exercise regimen. Like, look at the things that you're doing. And if you're doing too much cardio over weight training, or if you're still been at the same lifting amount, like you're doing 10-pound, 5-pound dumbbell curls, and you've been doing that for like a year or 2 years now, it may be time to increase. If you're doing high rep, and that's normally what you do, you may need to look at lower volume and heavier weight, just kind of tricking that body. I just had to get that out. I haven't done a fit chat in a while, and actually I have one coming up. Stay tuned for more fit tips, to include the mind, the body, spiritual connection, because it's all interrelated. And I just appreciate y'all jumping on. If you have any questions and you're watching this in a recording, definitely put it in the chat. If you want to be on Fit Chat, Chit Chat, I'm going to give y'all them snaps. Email me, fitchatchitchat@gmail.com. If you have like an amazing story you want to share with someone. Remember, all mental health related, all emotional wellness building, fitness related, spiritual, all of that. Jump on, email me. Renee, I mentioned, hopefully I don't know if that's old or new, about how to jumpstart the weight loss. It was take inventory of what is the barrier right now. So that's what I was commenting on. What is the barrier to the weight loss right now? Take inventory of your eating. Take inventory of your movement. I know you're a mover and a shaker. I do know that about you. So probably for you, movement, your body's so used to a certain level of activity, it's not enough to push it over into maybe to help with a caloric deficit. I'm going to tell you, you heard it here, and people probably have heard it. It is what you put in your mouth. If you are eating a lot of processed food, sugars, high salt, I mean, your body has no choice but to become inflamed, and it's working against you instead of for you. So how to jumpstart? I told you, I still set up my workout clothes every morning. It's non-negotiable unless somebody's sick, something's happening. I've been told not to. 20 plus years later, I still set my workout clothes out. It should be a non-negotiable. You go on a vacation, you worked really hard, got it. Take a few days off. I still take my clothes because it makes me feel good. It's not just about my physique. It is about my mind. It's about my connection with God. We talk. Listen, me and God has had some amazing stories in the squat rack and on runs. So just start. That's it. Just start. Start with just saying, you know what? I'm going to have an extra couple vegetables today. Find you an accountability partner if you haven't already. Who's somebody that's going to hold you accountable until you're able to kind of like fly on your own? Hire a coach. I love my coach. I don't, but again, we're to the point now, he just trusts me, just be like, here's your plan, and then just work it. But I wasn't always like that. So if you're just starting out, you may need to reach out and share your goals. Don't, unless your spouse or your partner and your close friend is going to hold you accountable, you may not need them. I'm just going to keep it real, because they'll be like, okay, well, where we going to eat? We start again Monday. So you may have to have somebody outside of your circle. Hopefully that answered your question. It can be difficult. Again, you're fighting against the 3 H's: hormones, habits, and hunger. And when you change your diet, the way of living, depending on what you're going from high carb, high sugar, processed food to an unprocessed, low to no sugar type of eating, it's a sacrifice. You got to give up something. And our habits is what we're really fighting again. I should have put this image up. I'm going to try to find it. But you're at a tug of war with those things. But thank you all for jumping on. Thank you for the couple questions. If you still are like, where do I start? Vegetables and water and sleep. Vegetables, water, sleep. Pick one. Maybe start one for the first couple of weeks and then add in another one. So if sleep and you're only getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep, that plays a major part on your weight loss. I sleep probably anywhere from 7 to 9 hours a night. The other night I got 9 and I was so thankful. But I try to shoot for at least 8 hours. 7 is like I'm starting to something got to change here. But you're welcome. Thank you all. Refocus and working on sleep habits and increase my water intake. Again, I've gotten too comfortable. Sis, that's the best thing is becoming aware that you've gotten too comfortable. There are some goals that you've got to get out of your comfort zone. It's just what it is. Like right now, do you think I didn't want the hamburgers? Do you think I didn't want buffalo dip that I made for my family? Yes. I'm not saying I don't love these things. I'm just saying my goals and my focus right now are greater than a temporary moment on the lips. And y'all know the rest. So yes, get back on your water, increase your sleep, find you a sleep hygiene regimen. I have one. And if you're comfortable, it's because you should only be comfortable because you made it to the, and well, look, just for the sake of this fit chat, you made it to your weight loss goals. And then you're comfortable with what you're eating, you're comfortable with your water intake, you're comfortable with your sleep habits. Great. And then I want to tell you, find something and challenge yourself, like an activity, a sport, or something like that. If you guys followed me a while back, this ain't gonna be longer than 30 minutes. I got 2.5 minutes. If you follow me, I did that race in November. I did a cut starting in September. And I cut, I think, about 11 pounds, which has been the smallest I've been in a while. So I knew I wasn't going to stay there. I knew it was temporary, but I wanted to feel my absolute best and perform my absolute best. And I knew the only thing that was keeping me from performing was the extra weight that I had. And me and my coach, we nailed it. And I did amazing in my race. I felt lighter. I felt focused. And so then I got comfortable, have fun because the holidays came in. So I'm not saying don't have those. I'm saying when you get too comfortable where now you hate to come out of it. And right now, I don't hate, like I was looking forward to Monday. After Super Bowl, after Valentine's Day weekend, I was looking forward to getting, cleaning up my my eating and getting back on. I never stopped my exercise, but you cannot outwork a bad diet. Say it again. You cannot outwork a bad diet. You just can't. All right, y'all. God bless you. And I'm rooting for everybody. I'm rooting for all y'all. But take those tips, use them to your advantage, and recognize the 3 things you're fighting against: hunger, hormone, and habits. Habits is probably the strongest one. If you're really hungry, and it's true hunger, then you should be reaching for some vegetables, fruit. I'm not a big fruit person, but I recognize that's better than reaching for a Snicker bar. I love y'all. God bless. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome. Go ahead, KK. Bye, Brandy. All right, Renee. Love y'all. See my sister Shonda in here. For those who are on and didn't get a chance to leave a comment, but you have questions, put it in the chat, and hopefully I get back to them at a timely manner. If you want to be on Fit Chat Chit Chat, find me at fitchatchitchat@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook, Instagram at The Fit Therapist, and also LinkedIn and YouTube at Fit Therapist. It's been changed. It was on Finding Inner Transformation, but now it's Fit Therapist. So everything is in line. Stay tuned for my website. It is coming soon. I'm saying it out loud, so I will get the stuff done. All right. God bless y'all. Take care.